Hi, and welcome to Healy Fit with your instructor, Jen. For more, don't forget to subscribe, click like, or select notifications. Today, I have a Pilates practice for you that's going to utilize weights. So grab some light weights, and we'll do this whole sequence from standing, starting with a front shoulder raise and then release. So this is your warm-up. We're just going to hold a tall, elevated posture, feet slightly corkscrewed into the floor. So we've got a little bit of quadricep engagement. Belly button drawn back away from the waistband towards the spine. So we've got our core engagement as well as we lift the weights up to the front and back. This next one, we're going to hold up and curl, turning the palms down and turning the palms up. Good, so rotation along the arm. Palm faces up, palm faces down. Good, now you're probably really starting to feel this in the shoulders already. And aren't you glad I asked you to grab light weights, yeah? Awesome, let's take that rotation into our bicep curl. Good, elbows nice and tight into you. Good, so they're about shoulder width apart. And we're trying to keep the elbows at shoulder line or just below. Arms extend out to the front, palms face up. And then we're curling the weights up to the shoulders. Good, chin up tall, still have that brace going on into the belly. And now we're going to add a pec deck. Good, so you can also call this one peekaboo. You are bringing the hands in front of you and then rotating them around to the back. You're gonna feel this one front deltoid into the chest and then rear deltoid into the back. Awesome, let's hold this one and add in our rotator raise. You're gonna bring the hands down to the elbow line and then rotate the hands right over the elbows. So lower the hands down, facing the ground, and then rotate them up, facing the wall in front of you. Awesome. Back into that pec deck. Elbows nice and tight as you bring them into the front. Go ahead, spread your shoulders across your back and then pinch the scapula towards the spine into the center. Awesome, now let's go into our W raise. You're gonna squeeze the elbows into your sides and then bring yourself into a cactus, scarecrow, or goalpost. Awesome. So again, stacking the hands over the elbows, elbows to about shoulder line or just below. Holding the elbows into you, release into a vanity curl. And it's not vanity if you check on your biceps, yeah? So your biceps are just like your children. They don't necessarily do what you ask them to do unless you make eye contact, yeah? So make sure you check in on those biceps as you do your curls. Flex really tightly into the shoulders to get the maximum benefit. Let's add some legs. A little shoulder roll to release some of the tension into the shoulders, and then we'll bring those shoulder rolls around to the front a few times. Good, just letting the arms hang long before we add in some step backs. With your front raise, you're going to step right foot back and then step forward. Good, now you could step all the way back into a lunge, or you can follow along with me, just stepping back and then stepping forward. Awesome, we're gonna hold this next one back. And we're gonna go ahead and turn and then release. So again, into that rotation, hands, elbows, shoulders, all in a similar line or slightly below. Rotate as you come down to face the palms up to the sky. Rotate to the ground as you come up to standing. Awesome, next move into your bicep curl. Curl into the shoulders and release. Again, still in your lunges. And we'll change out those lunges for another move next. Good, just a few more biceps curling, You can check on your biceps, make sure they're doing what you ask them to. Try to keep those elbows nice and high towards the shoulders or just below. Good, holding here, we go into our peekaboo with a step or a knee up. Good, lift and squeeze into those rear deltoids. Good, now I want you to open up, spread across the chest, and then squeeze forward, spread across the back. Good, turn the palms to face forward and then turn the palms to face inward. Let's hold it here and go into some squats. All right, so once you have your feet planted, one heel up, one heel down, we're gonna go into our squats and that rotator raise. Turn the palms down and up. Good, sitting back and down, trying to keep the knees behind the toes. Good, and that just helps the knees if you do have any knee issues or anything. If you feel comfortable going beyond the toes, it just means you have a little bit more ankle flexibility than some of the rest of us do. So if it's not uncomfortable for you, your knees or your ankles, you can do just that. Next up, we're gonna squeeze the elbows into the sides as you lift the knee up and then extend out. Good, awesome, squeeze in, extend out. Good, squeeze in, extend out into that quadricep flexion. Awesome. This is really amazing for your balance and your stability. Next up, we're going to go into that bicep release with a hip opener. So you're doing your abduction and adduction along the right side. You could bring the right toes to the floor if that helps you out with balance and stability, and still do that hip rotation, squeezing into the glute and outer thigh, and then squeezing along the inner thigh line as you bring the biceps up to the shoulders. Awesome. Let's try and do that same sequence on the other side. Rolling the shoulders up, down, and back a few times to release any tightness or tension. Rolling forward. Another option, press pause if your shoulders need a longer break. We're going to go into our front raise first, stepping the left foot back this time, and then stepping forward. Again, you can just do the step back or a lunge, whatever is feeling right for you today. Always listen to your body. Go with what feels right. And take it to your edge. That's how you find those results. Awesome, holding it here into your rotation with lunge. Let's go for two more. Now hold, bicep curl with the elbows nice and high. Good, so this is your Pilates bicep curl. It's a little bit different than a normal bicep curl. Elbows are staying high, just below the shoulder line or just above, and we're curling those hands into your shoulders. Awesome, going into your peekaboo, step forward, knee up, step back, step forward, knee up, step back. 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Holding your position forward, we're going into our squats with rotator raise. Good. Release the arms down and back, and then lift up. Good. Like you're pushing the legs down to the ground and then standing tall. Fantastic. Let's do just 2 more. 1, and rest. Awesome. Now here is where you could add in a knee up or that leg extension. We're doing our W raise for the shoulders, and this is an easier option for you. So if you did that leg extension on the other side, you definitely want to add it in here, knee up, leg out and in. God, it just takes a little bit more balance and coordination to do that move. And here we go. From here, we do our external rotation, abductor, adductor move, rotating the hip outward, and then squeezing the knee back to the center line, trying to keep our balance. You can always bring the toe to the floor if you need to. Fantastic. Weights come down to your rack to your seat, to the floor, and let's go into some shoulder rolls and then some stretches for you. Another great workout with you all. I so appreciate you joining me. Let's go into our quadricep stretch. Grab a wall, grab a chair if you need it, or just hold on to that foot and try to maintain your balance and stability. Then cross over. Let's do our IT band for all that balance and stability, using a little bit of that outer edge of the thigh. Coming back in through center, let's do the quadricep on the other side, hand to heel or hand to top of foot. Release, cross over, IT band stretch, reaching up and over with the legs crossed. Go ahead, feel that stretch along the outer edge of the hip, coming into center, flat back down, and then arc up. Go ahead, so you can think of this as a standing cat-cow. If you're a yogi, you can think of it as your spinal stretch and lengthen. Awesome. Hold it here. Reach the hands all the way to the floor. Let the head hang between the shoulders. Maybe add a light sway side to side. And then roll up bone by bone by bone. Reach the arms behind you. Interlace the fingers. Open up along the chest and shoulders in the front of the body. And then bring it in for that well-deserved hug. Thank you again for joining me today. Take care. Have a great one. And I'll see you next time. For more, please like and subscribe to let me know you want more videos like this one. I appreciate you watching and hope you'll take a moment to follow me on social as well at HealyFit. Until next time, be well.